Roland Martin, Unfiltered. Hey, brother, how are you, man?
I'm doing great.
Good to talk to you as always. How's the show going?
Show's going well. Of course, first month of Roland Martin Unfiltered, we did 8.24 million views in terms of full shows, as well as our clips. Last week, my deconstruction of Kanye West. That day alone, we exceeded 600,000 views across all platforms. And that was just full shows. That wasn't even clips. So,
Yeah.
Great response there. And so, we're just building this thing, man. It's been, it's been great being able to see folks how they're responding to us. Of course, streaming across, all the platforms. And I think that at the end of the day, what we are seeing is that you've got to be able to take advantage of new technology in order to be able to reach our folks. There are so many people, man, who are now able to watch me and listen to me,
right,
on whether it's on the stream or whether it's on the podcast, who never even saw me on TV One. So that's look, there are people like a fan base, man, of people who are in the Caribbean, who are in Europe, who are in Canada, people, man, who tweet me, who are watching. They're like, man, I'm watching in London, or I'm watching in Jamaica, I'm watching in Nigeria, and so it's been real good. And so now what we've also done, Mark, we were of course going live at 6 p.m. Eastern, then restreaming 4 times a day. We've now doubled that. We're now restreaming up to 8 times a day,
outstanding,
really like every 2 hours, and so just maximizing the best we can.
Yeah, no, that's outstanding. You probably heard my last guest say it's early voting day in Georgia. What Kemp is doing?
Started today.
Yeah, what Kemp is doing is appalling, Roland.
No, but it's no shock. I mean, first and foremost, he used over the weekend language of white segregationists during the civil rights movement when he said, quote, outside agitators,
right,
which stirred things up in Georgia. I just finished talking to Stacey Abrams on my Tom Jones Morning Show segment, and she said look, it's Georgia residents who are suing him. She said white residents, black residents, Asian residents, Latino residents who are suing him when it comes to what he is trying to do, voter suppression tactics there, purging folks from the rolls, holding up voter registrations, things along those lines. But Stacey said, we anticipated that. She said, we knew this was coming. And she said, unlike previous years, we were prepared for this coming. See, that's the key as well. And so the new voter project that she was involved in, the number of people who they registered, they studied all of the tactics. And see, this is the reality. The reality is, with the history of black folks, we've always had to jump hurdles. We've always had to jump hurdles when it comes to putting our path, counting the number of bubbles in a bar of soap.
That's right.
The same thing, the literacy test, when it came to counting the number of marbles in a jar, knowing every word in the state constitution, all these different things. Now we're seeing tactics that are along the same lines.
Yeah.
And I would dare challenge any Republican, any conservative to try to debate me on this, because when you see the games being played, this ID and not that ID. You saw in Missouri, where the state secretary of state, Republican, put out a misleading voter ID ad, and a federal judge slapped them down saying, no, voter ID was not required to vote in Missouri.
Right.
You look at what just happened. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court is allowing in North Dakota to disenfranchise Native Americans, saying, well, they passed a law requiring you to have a physical address when it comes to be able to vote, as opposed to a P.O. box for a lot of folks who were voting on reservations. And so this is official Republican policy. And, Mark, I keep doing this on Roland Martin Unfiltered. I did it on News One Now. I did it on Washington Watch, which means I've been doing this, bro, since 2009. I have dared to I have challenged black Republicans to stand up as a group, to go to the National Press Club, hold a news conference outside the Republican National Committee, and call on their party to disavow voter suppression. For some reason, as a group, they will not do it. Colin Powell did it when he challenged the former governor of North Carolina, to stop voter suppression. For some reason, they don't have the guts to do it.
Yeah, you're right. Folks, be sure to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered. It streams live at 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Check it out tonight. Who are your guests tonight, Roland?
Tonight, be going hard on this whole issue of Georgia, obviously focusing on that. And so we are locked and loaded. And also, Nikki Giovanni will be in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Getting her take on she's a new book out of poetry, and getting her take on what's happening, of course, in politics.
Please give Nikki my regards. And folks,
will do.
You all be sure to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered, streaming live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time on all across social media. Just look for Roland Martin and look for Roland Martin Unfiltered. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
Periscope,
Instagram, all of it. Be sure to check it out. It's always good to talk to our brother. We support him. We need to support our own independent media. Please support Roland Martin and Roland Martin Unfiltered on Twitter at Roland S. Martin. Thank you, brother. Okay.
Appreciate it, man.
Talk to you a little later. Okay, doctor.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah.
Sirius XM Progress 127, Resistance Radio. Get woke and vote. Get ready for impeachment. This is MIP. Jamie Susskind is next.